There you are, dear viewer.
He's back!
I knew you'd show up eventually. You turning down a chili dog on top of listening to this skeleton man yap about yet another peak movie?
Inconceivable!
This will not stand! Good morning, afternoon, or evening, dear viewer. Intel here. Go ahead, snack on that chili dog, or whatever else you're eating. What are you eating while watching this video? Let me know in the comments. I'm actually very interested to know. Before we dive in, a quick reminder that I have a Discord server you can join, link in the description, and memberships are active on the channel, which, when enabled, you can access special perks on this channel and in the Discord server. Click that link in the description if you're interested and would like more information. Several months ago, for the very first review I did on this channel, in fact, I reviewed Sonic the Hedgehog 3. That first review got decimated by a copyright claim from Paramount, however, and I was forced to redo the review in a more copyright-friendly format, which my editor, KingSeth64, unsurprisingly knocked out of the park. Point being, Sonic 3 is one of the greatest movies not only of 2024, but one of the greatest movies in recent years, only tied with or topped by a few others, like Deadpool and Wolverine, Inside Out 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Top Gun Maverick, etc. Sonic 3 was such a breath of fresh air among the stretch of mediocre movies we've gotten in the last few years. We have gotten a lot of bright spots, don't get me wrong, and one of those bright spots on top of the movies I just listed was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, released in epic fashion to the world in April 2022. I won't get too into the weeds with Sonic 1 since I'll be reviewing that movie later down the road, and for those who are confused, I stated in my Sonic 3 review that I will be doing these movies in reverse order, so there's your context. But I will briefly touch on it to set things up for this review. Sonic 1, while not quite as good as 2 and 3, was still a very enjoyable movie, and it quite frankly settled the debate that the years of video game movies being terrible, that being the video game movie curse, were over. It was the first video game movie in recent times that did decently well at the box office, on top of people actually enjoying it and not thinking it was a massive failure. I'm not gonna name names, but with Sonic 1, there was nowhere to go but up. And boy, did things go up. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is not only a great sequel, it outclasses the original movie in almost every single way. It improved on literally everything. Introducing Tails and Knuckles? Peak. Even more unhinged Jim Carrey? More peak. That wedding scene that ended up being a gun setup?
Huh?
Okay, no, that part was dumb. We'll get to that. Anyway. The Master Emerald? Supersonic?
Oh my god!
I think I've made my point. This is a perfect sequel, and in my opinion, the closest you can get to a perfect video game movie. Now sit back and relax and eat the food you made. I know you have food. Enjoy it, while I explain to you why this movie is so good. The best thing this movie does is give Sonic a buddy, and later on, two buddies, in the form of Tails and Knuckles. The first movie lacked this dynamic as it was mostly Sonic with Tom, aka Donut Lord, for most of the movie. This time around, Sonic has creatures like him that he can interact with and bounce off of, and it works beautifully. Tails is absolutely adorable, and Knuckles is a perfect, hilarious meathead who feels like he has to prove himself at every turn. I was attached to these guys at the end of the movie. When the credits started rolling, I almost cried and was very sad that I had to wait another 2.5 years for the third movie. Yes, they showed up in the Knuckles show, but that was kind of mid and it doesn't really count. The wait for Sonic 3 was worth it, of course, but my attachment to Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles shows how compelling and fun these characters are. The voice actors are phenomenal, and the CGI on them is really, really good. I don't know what they're doing over there at Paramount, but Marvel Studios needs to get on that level with the CGI. These alien creatures look so real. Another amazing part of this movie is Jim Carrey, to no surprise. He is the perfect casting choice for Robotnik. Remember how unhinged he was in the first movie? He's even more unhinged in this movie, and I cannot get enough of it. And the hilarious thing is, the only way they could one-up his performance in Sonic 3 was having two of him on screen. Brilliant actor. You can tell when someone is having a blast in their role, and this is no exception. This performance peaks near the end of the movie and the final battle. This man is absolute comedy gold. I'm going to sob when he eventually retires. To be honest, the humans, at least most of them, are very likable in this movie. The others are just background characters. Then there's Rachel. Oh boy, Rachel.
Wifey's home!
Tom and Maddie this time around are considered Sonic's surrogate parents, and it's super wholesome and cute. They take a heavy backseat this time, mainly because their role is mostly confined to the wedding scenes, but when they're with Sonic and helping him, I love it. There are a couple of scenes with them and Sonic that actually almost made me cry. Yes, I almost cried during a movie with a blue alien hedgehog and an unhinged Jim Carrey. That is amazing. That's all I can really say without delving into the story. I'm gonna keep it on the shorter side, of course, or at least I'll try to. Y'all know very well by now I never know when to stop talking. It's kind of my thing. I have mastered the art of Japanese. I would give a spoiler warning, but, I mean, come on. If you haven't seen this movie yet, well, first, go watch it and then come back to this video. And second, why have you not watched Peak? Alright, let's go! The movie opens on the Mushroom Planet, where Robotnik has been marooned since the ending of Sonic 1. Since the events of that movie, Robotnik has made a life for himself among the endless fungi with contraptions and machines made out of tons of different mushrooms. He can even make mushroom coffee. Come on, Robotnik. Why drink mushroom juice when you can have actual mushroom coffee? Not a sponsor. I just wanted to make that joke. There's actual mushroom coffee that exists, not mushroom juice. I don't even know if that stuff is good or not. Anyway, Robotnik attempts to get off the Mushroom Planet by harnessing the power of Sonic's quill through a mushroom machine he built, and the explosion of energy is so huge that it not only knocks Robotnik out, but it draws creatures from other worlds to the Mushroom Planet to see what's going on. First up are these weird dudes, which get taken out by some of Robotnik's mushroom booby traps, but right as Robotnik is about to escape the planet,
It's time to say goodbye to this piece of shiitake planet!
Knuckles shows up. Knuckles demands to know where Robotnik got that quill, and Robotnik gleefully says he'll happily show Knuckles where to find the source, which leads us into a title card! Yeah, there's a Dead Meat reference for you. We jump to our favorite alien, Sonic the Hedgehog. He's protecting the streets of Seattle, and is in the process of stopping a gang of criminals who have taken over one of those armored trucks that carry a bunch of money around. The movie does a good job establishing that while Sonic has good intentions and wants to help people by doing things like stopping crime, he's still a kid and stumbles a bit when using his powers, and it ends up putting a lot of people in harm's way. He does end up stopping the bad guys, and we get some great moments from it, like this freaking kid with the ice cream. Like, what is bro doing? Leave the ice cream and run, dude! What are you doing? Although Sonic stopped the criminals, his actions cause massive damage to an entire city block, and Donut Lord calls him out on this the next day while they're out fishing. Tom tells Sonic that he's still just a kid, and while Sonic does want to help people and be the hero, you don't choose that hero moment. That moment chooses you. Oh man, I know Sonic makes a joke about that giving him chills, but that is a seriously good line. Sonic has a good heart, and he wants to be a hero, but he still has a lot of growing up to do and a ton of things to learn. It's a great scene showing Tom cares for Sonic as a father, with Sonic not quite understanding that yet. He will though, and it's beautiful. Tom and Maddie are off to Hawaii for Maddie's sister's wedding. Oh boy, that wedding scene that happens later. Lord, we'll get to that. Since Sonic has those convenient ring portals, Tom and Maddie can just walk right through one to Hawaii and use another ring to get back. Sonic isn't going with them though, he's home alone! It's not long before he trashes the house, but thankfully he can clean things up super duper quick with his powers. While Sonic is partying, Tails shows up! Oh my goodness, Tails is so cute, he's so adorable, I just want to hug him! Excuse me, got a little carried away there. Tails is adorable, y'all get it. I also love the attention to detail with his two tails and him flying like a helicopter. It's so accurate to the games, and I love it. Tom calls Sonic to check in on him, and we get a glimpse of how things are over in Hawaii. I'll admit, all of this wedding stuff is very filler. Like, it's fine, I don't hate it or anything, and there is a payoff to why we keep seeing these characters at this wedding, even if that payoff is... Back at the house, the power is cut, and Sonic takes it about as seriously as people in a cheesy horror movie take serious situations. It's not long before the grand reveal, though. Robotnik has returned, looking like a scary horror movie character at first. Come on now, you're too funny for that, Jim Carrey. He's not alone, though. He's got a new friend that Sonic is absolutely not prepared for. This scene is a brutal showcase of Knuckles' strength. Not only is he a match for Sonic, he beats Sonic's blue behind in this fight. This was chills. Knuckles is an actual threat, and he is not messing around. He's so powerful that he even makes Robotnik drop his popcorn that he just has now. Where did he even get that from? Hope that wasn't over Redenbacher's peak microwave popcorn, by the way. Knuckles reveals that Longclaw, Sonic's surrogate mother in the first movie, and her tribe are sworn enemies of Knuckles' tribe, the Echidnas. He's here to stop Sonic since he's associated with Longclaw and knows about the ultimate power. That gets Robotnik's attention.
Ultimate power?
Now you speaky my language.
Thankfully, Tails shows up to save Sonic and a chase ensues. Bro, what is this, Fast and Furious? No? Alright, I'll see myself out. Tails exposits some information to Sonic about Knuckles. Knuckles has devoted his life to finding the Master Emerald, and while Sonic believes the Master Emerald is just a bedtime story, Knuckles believes it's real and thinks Sonic is the key to finding it. Knuckles runs Tails and Sonic off a cliff, but thankfully Tails can fly, so they both get away. Knuckles almost falls, but his spike hands come in handy. Get it? Handy? Okay, I'll stop. I promise I'll stop. Robotnik shows up on a riding lawnmower, for some reason, and alerts our favorite Stone that he has returned and to prepare his latte.
He's back!
Oh yeah, he's back, baby. Stone assists in sending a ship down to Robotnik where he promptly suits up. Now that's the Robotnik we all know and love.
That's more like it.
Yes, that is more like it.
And yes, your underwear is getting tighter.
Robotnik is so over the top in this movie, and it's comedy gold every time. At first, Knuckles thinks Robotnik is going to attack him with the drones, but...
You think these machines are a match for me? I will shatter them like the bones from a fallen... Oh, they are stairs.
This movie is hilarious. Good lord. Robotnik and Knuckles strike an alliance to find the Master Emerald. A temporary one, that is. Sonic and Tails find themselves a safe house in the form of Wade's garage.
Welcome to the Wade Cave, which is something I hope to someday say to a woman.
Yeah, Wade, you keep that energy. You're gonna have that Tinder date absolutely drooling with that. Sonic's old map of the worlds that Longclaw gave him turns out to be a message from Longclaw herself, and she explains how she meant for Sonic to become the next protector of the Master Emerald and tells him the clues of where to go to find it and how to access it. The first clue is in Siberia, and as Robotnik said earlier, road trip.
Road trip?
Well, Sonic and Tails are mostly walking and flying, but come on, same difference. Robotnik reunites with Stone and introduces him to Knuckles, and Knuckles promptly crushes Stone's hand. It's okay, Stone. That means he trusts you. Back in Hawaii, wedding shenanigans are still happening, and the movie makes a point of Tom nearly getting smacked in the face with a volleyball so hard that he falls on his back. Sorry, Tom. You will not be getting to the Olympics playing like that. The point of this scene is Tom expressing to Maddie that in the same way Rachel's fiance Randall has a group of buddies, a squad if you will, in his groomsmen, he hopes Sonic gets one as well. Don't worry, Donut Lord. He's gonna get that squad. Trust. Meanwhile, Sonic and Tails are braving a snowstorm looking for the Master Emerald and make their way into a random pub filled with very unfriendly looking people. Here we get an explanation of how Tails was able to find Sonic. Back in the first movie, when Sonic raced around that baseball field and caused an explosion of energy, Tails was able to pick up a signal from that energy explosion all the way from his home planet and use that to track Sonic down. Tails basically was keeping tabs on Sonic via Find My Friends. Hey, that's pretty funny. Back in the evil Robotnik lair, Robotnik, Stone, and Knuckles are tracking Sonic and Tom's text conversation. And this leads to...
Dot.
This movie is comedy gold. Oh my lord. Robotnik is able to track Sonic and discovers the little blue rascal is currently in Siberia. We get more unhinged acting from Jim Carrey, and then Knuckles smashes the hologram Sonic. My god, movie, stop making me cackle, I'm running out of breath. Back to Sonic and Tails, the only way they're going to escape this bar and certain death, that being a face full of fire, they have to win a dance competition. I'm serious. During this, we get a surprise song cameo of Uptown Funk out of all songs. Goated song, I'm not complaining, but it was so out of nowhere and it caught me so off guard when I first saw this movie. Great stuff though, it weirdly fits. Sonic and Tails decide to crash at the bar for the night, and Tails uses his tails as a blanket for Sonic. Oh my god, that is the most adorable thing ever, I'm gonna melt. Ah! Sonic and Tails find the secret cave that holds the compass that leads directly to the Master Emerald. And I gotta say, this is one of those scenes that really makes me appreciate how much this video game movie tries to be like a video game. The first movie, for the most part, didn't feel like a video game for the most part, and the third movie, while phenomenal, didn't have this aspect as much either. This movie is the one movie out of the whole trilogy that feels like an actual video game, and that's another reason I love it so much. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this makes the first and third movies bad, I'm just pointing out how much I appreciate the video game-ness of this movie, considering how much of a video game nerd I am. In this scene, we learn more about the history of the Master Emerald and how Longclaw's tribe intentionally sealed it away due to how dangerous and destructive the emerald could be in the wrong hands, and that led to the rivalry between that tribe and the Echidnas. Sonic and Tails grab the compass that leads to the emerald, but they're unfortunately interrupted by Robotnik and Knuckles, and Robotnik enters while yodeling for some reason. Jim Carrey, you gotta calm down, bruh.
Okay, we really gotta talk about your new look. It's like Professor X meets the Monopoly Man.
Okay, Sonic, you got jokes? Pop culture references? Who are you, Deadpool? Sonic Pool. That would actually go pretty hard, not gonna lie. Also, Monopoly Man? Does Sonic play Monopoly Go? Or does Sonic secretly work for Scopely? No, why would I even suggest that? Sonic is a hero, not a cash-grabbing scammer. Maybe Robotnik works for Scopely. That would make more sense. Sonic and Tails narrowly escape the cave, and this leads to an awesome sled sequence where we get another great reference.
Oh, great, the Winter Soldier.
Honestly, giving Knuckles a vibranium arm would be rad. Seriously. Also, Sonic is a fan of the MCU, confirmed? I wonder what he thinks of Secret Invasion. Ugh. Knuckles explains that he lost everything because of Sonic. Sonic fires back, saying he lost everything that day too. Knuckles even starts to see the sorrow in Sonic's face, but before anything else can happen, Tails swoops in and stuns Knuckles to help Sonic escape. Unfortunately, Robotnik sneaks in and grabs the compass when Sonic tosses it to Tails. Uh-oh, Tails gets injured from one of Robotnik's missiles, and that leads to... the wedding. The wedding ceremony is currently taking place, and Sonic is desperately trying to call Donut Lord, which interrupts the wedding since Tom's phone is not on silent. He takes Sonic's call, and Sonic tells him to use the ring he sent Tom and Maddie with to save him, since he and Tails are about to get crushed by a gigantic avalanche. Turns out, though, Tom made an oopsie and got the rings confused. He has the actual wedding ring, while Sonic's ring is about to get put onto Rachel's finger. Good lord, Tom, good gracious. Stop! Okay, you just punched the dude. He opens up the ring portal, and Sonic and Tails come through along with a couple tons of snow and debris, destroying the entire ring ceremony. Okay, let's slow down and talk about this scene. What's about to happen is, I think, the only issue I have with this movie. If this scene was different or wasn't in the movie, I would have zero issues with it. This has to be the dumbest thing in the movie, and it makes absolutely zero sense. The entire wedding turns out to be a gun setup. It was designed and organized to capture Sonic. Commander Walters reveals this, and Rachel's fiancé Randall turns out to be an agent that was in on it the entire time. Oh, jeez. I was completely and utterly baffled by this scene when I first saw it. Weddings need to be planned way in advance, especially a wedding like this in Hawaii at the Four Seasons Resort, no less. How in the actual crap did Commander Walters and all of the agents involved in this operation know that this wedding was going to be interrupted by Tom needing to save Sonic and Tails via a ring portal from a giant avalanche that started after Robotnik's missiles caused havoc in Siberia? This makes literally no sense. They got very lucky that things happened the way they did, otherwise the entire operation would have failed. What on earth is this writing? I absolutely love this movie, but I need to point this out. It's very obvious that they were hoping people wouldn't think very hard about this. But as a reviewer, that's what I do. Call it extreme nitpicking, but the plot convenience here is extremely out of place considering how solid the rest of the movie is. I know specific things need to happen for the plot to move forward, but this was very stupid. I wish it had been written differently. I get it, this is a kid's movie, but come on, bruh. All of this understandably makes Rachel very upset, and she quickly becomes really unhinged. Can you blame her? This entire thing was a setup. It was fake, and it makes no sense. I'd be really angry too over that. While that's happening, Tom, Sonic, and Tails are taken into custody in the hotel and have to be saved by Maddie. Rachel's there helping too, thanks to Tails' fancy gadgets. And Randall admits his feelings for Rachel were indeed real the whole time, and they reconcile, but not after she drives in with a golf cart screaming, "Wifey's home!" I'll admit, that was pretty funny. All of it still doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Meanwhile, Robotnik and Knuckles discover the underwater temple that holds the Master Emerald thanks to the compass. This discovery sends up a green beacon so high into the sky that it can be seen from the ruined wedding in Hawaii, and Sonic, blaming himself for Tails getting hurt, heads to the temple alone to confront Robotnik and Knuckles. Speaking of these two, it's a whole Indiana Jones-inspired video game level inside this temple. Another instance of this movie actually feeling like a video game. At the Emerald Room, Robotnik unsurprisingly turns on Knuckles since there's no use for him anymore. They found the Emerald. Before he can do anything though, Sonic shows up and we get another awesome fight with him and Knuckles. Knuckles still proves to be a match for him though, but the fight is only distracting them from the real threat. Robotnik takes the Emerald. Now he's Super Robotnik. The temple collapses and Sonic ends up saving Knuckles from drowning and nearly drowns himself doing so. And then Knuckles saves him back! Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Sonic and Knuckles have a very wholesome heart-to-heart once they make it back to shore. I love this scene. Sonic tells Knuckles that even though he's experienced failure more than once, he found family and kept going, and Knuckles can do the same. He doesn't have to be alone anymore, and they now have a common enemy to take down. This is the moment Knuckles truly switches sides and joins Team Sonic. It's such an awesome moment, and it gets even better in Sonic 3. I've already reviewed that though. Be sure to go watch that after this if you haven't. Wink wink. Wade is currently interrogating Stone and demanding to know what Stone wants on his bagel, but everything is interrupted by Super Robotnik. This man has the power of a god now. Like, it's actually insane how powerful he is here, and he thankfully doesn't have control of the Master Emerald for very long, otherwise we'd have some real problems on our hands. And he has a super cool robotic tuned voice. I like that. The Emerald even changes the color of his clothes. Ultimate power indeed. Police and gun agents show up and surround the Mean Bean coffee shop, but they have no clue how outmatched they really are. Robotnik uses just a sliver of his power to wreck everything and create a gigantic superbot that he can control just by moving his arms and legs and fingers. I love a robot like this. It's so goofy and stupid, and I just love it. Team Sonic assembles and fights Robotnik head-on, despite the robot being hundreds of times their size. Sonic is gravely injured during the fight, and after Knuckles is able to straight up knock the Master Emerald out of Robotnik's possession, he starts crawling for it. Tom and Maddie show up to help Sonic, and this part is so insanely emotional to me. They comfort Sonic and sit with him and tell him they're here for him and aren't going anywhere, and accept their fate and are ready to die with him via being crushed by Robotnik's giant robot foot. I was absolutely floored by this part. The fact these two characters cared for Sonic so much that they're willing to die with him right here is just, oh my goodness.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
Sonic is able to get the emerald, but it falls apart in his hands. Huh? Why did it break? What's going on here? Turns out the Chaos Emeralds are inside, and right as they're about to get squished, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god! I audibly gasped in the theater when the camera panned up to Supersonic. This was an incredible moment in the theater. King said, can we get some theater reactions to this moment, perhaps?
You're done! You're done, Yes!
To absolutely no one's shock, Supersonic takes down Robotnik's robot very quickly, and we have what appears to be Robotnik's death here.
Yo! Yo, holy shit, he dead!
Somehow, Robotnik does survive this, since he's in Sonic 3, obviously. That movie does explain how he survives through a deleted scene. But still, how the crap do you survive this? I guess he's got the Robotnik super armor. Only way I can explain it. After Robotnik's defeat, Sonic uses his godlike power to summon a chili dog. That's so real. I would be starving too. I'd summon a Zaxby's 20-piece traditional wings with a large fry and extra Zax sauce and ranch if I had that kind of power. I was hungry when I wrote that part. Let's get back on track. So, happy ending! Robotnik is defeated, the Master Emerald is safe with Team Sonic, and everyone is playing baseball. It doesn't last long since Knuckles is too strong, so they all go get ice cream. Super cute, and Sonic calls Donut Lord Dad here. Movie. Stop. Please, don't make me cry at the silly blue hedgehog film. Stop! The end credits are an amazing blend of classic Sonic game graphics along with different moments in this movie. I absolutely love this. I usually don't pay attention to movie credits, but my eyes were glued to the screen for this. Magical. I need more! And of course, it's revealed in the post-credit scene that there's a new threat in town. Shadow the Hedgehog. He's coming, because he's in the third movie. We know this. I was so hyped after seeing this scene. It was very hard to wait 2.5 years to see what happened next. And that's the movie. Wow. I am not exaggerating when I say this is by far one of the best, maybe the best, video game movie I have ever seen. It's up there. The only things close to it are Sonic 3 and the Super Mario Bros. Movie and maybe Sonic 1. Not the Minecraft movie, though. We don't talk about the Minecraft movie. The characters, writing, and story are extremely solid here. I also love Sonic's little jokes and pop culture references here and there. It's all very charming. It all blends together into a phenomenal sequel that, like I said earlier in this review, builds on and improves everything from the original tenfold. And the original was also a great movie. The fact we got such an amazing sequel despite the first movie already being pretty dang good is magical. We are living in the best timeline. The best parts of this movie for sure are Jim Carrey, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. The other humans like Tom and Maddie are great and I love them, but our cute little aliens and the man himself, Jim Carrey, and Robotnik absolutely steal the show. Great stuff. The story is easy to follow, it's got some great stakes at the end, and it moves Sonic forward as a character really well. Him giving up the power of the Master Emerald like he does at the end shows he's a true hero and only wants to use power like that for the greater good. Another great aspect of this movie is how good the visuals are. This is a very pretty movie, and again, the CGI on Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles is really good. They look real, like they're actually there with the other characters. Huge shout out to the visual effects workers at Paramount. Hats off to you guys. The only problem I have with this movie is, like I said earlier, the fake gun wedding setup. I can't stand that part. Considering how good everything else is in this movie, it sticks out like a sore thumb, and I can't rationalize a way that this scene makes sense. I get the plot called for Sonic to be captured by Gun, but doing it this way was incredibly stupid, and it's very distracting because of how little sense it makes. I don't know exactly how I would have written it. Maybe have it where Gun has some kind of tracker on Sonic, but then why plan an entire wedding around it? It doesn't make sense. It should have been changed. With all of that being said, I will happily give Sonic the Hedgehog 2 a near perfect score of 9.5 out of 10. Yes, it's tied with Avengers Infinity War. Both of these movies are some of my favorite films ever made. 9.5 only because of that stupid wedding plotline. If that hadn't been in the movie, or if it had made more sense, this movie would be a 10 out of 10. But hey, it's still phenomenal and by far the closest you can get to a perfect video game movie. And that concludes this review. What did you guys think of Sonic the Hedgehog 2? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Is Sonic 3 better? Is there a better video game movie in general? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments, and if you disagree with my opinions, don't be afraid to let me know. I respect differing opinions, and I love to see what everyone thinks, even if it's not the same as how I view things. I'll be reviewing the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie sometime soon, and if you haven't seen my review on Sonic 3, you can find the link to it in the description or in the end cards at the end of this video. Be sure to drop me a like, share this video around with everyone you know to help the channel grow, and subscribe today to become an intellectual. I am very happy to have you all aboard. Next up on the review schedule is Resident Evil 7. I hope everyone is looking forward to that. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Peace! I love y'all!